Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Ask Leah. Tonight's question came in via email, and it's from someone who owns a business that is part of a group, and they have a relationship manager who works for the group and oversees all the different businesses. And the problem is the business owner doesn't trust this person. They don't trust the relationship manager. Now, they've reached out to me because they said, I've tried ignoring it. I don't trust them. It's not that they've lied. It's more that they don't seem to be executing things properly for me. They're not managing relationships as well as I would have hoped they would. They're not passing on and sharing critical information with me. So we're missing out on opportunities. And, for whatever reason, there seems to be a bit of a breakdown in relationship, but nothing has ever been said. So the person reached out to me to ask, is ignoring it the best option? Because they've tried this and it is causing a bit of a roadblock for their business, because when they don't connect and have a good relationship with the person who is ironically the relationship manager, that is hampering their business's success. So again, as always, there is no one right or wrong answer to this, and I obviously don't have all of the context. However, I want to share some things for you to consider when you're approaching this situation. The first point is to check your own thinking, because we can create whole stories in our heads about the intentions and the motivations behind someone's perceived poor behavior, and that can all be in our head. I'm not suggesting that is the case this time, but I do encourage you to go there. We have a negative bias. We often assume negative intent. One of the things to consider is this malicious on the relationship manager's part, or are they maybe not that good at their job? You don't know necessarily the answer to that unless you stop and step back and consider. There may be a whole heap of things going on that you're not aware of. They may have positive intent, and I've spoken many times before about the need for us to assume positive intent as a starting point. It might be that this relationship manager is totally under the pump themselves and they're not across their work. It's not an excuse, but maybe that is what's going on. That said, we don't assume positive intent to the point where then someone's poor behavior we just wipe off. But we start from that base. So if you're pretty sure that no, this is deliberate, this is targeted towards you and your husband and your business, what could be going on there? What I would suggest is building a relationship with this person is really important. It might be that you do choose to ignore or assume positive intent with some of the behaviors, but that doesn't mean you ignore or avoid dealing with and communicating with this person. They play a critical role for your business, so building a relationship with them is really key. That doesn't mean being inauthentic and fake. It doesn't mean trying to suck up to them and be their best friend, but you do need to look how you can build a relationship. And a key point there is to model the behavior you want to see in them. So even though it can be really challenging, think about the warmth and the tone that you're bringing when you call them. Make sure you take a few deep breaths before you make that phone call so you're in a really positive place. The other thing I suggest doing is not waiting for another issue to happen. I would be trying to organise a meeting with this person. And it's actually a good time of year to do that as we come into the end of the year. You might frame it in terms of, we're looking at what worked well and what we can improve in our business going into 2022. And we're hoping to organise a time to speak with you to discuss what's working well and what we can improve from both perspectives on how we work together, us in our business and with you as the representative of the group. Organise that meeting and then come to it with real curiosity and ask questions of them, what's working well for them, what do they need from you, and then share with them, because this is what we are really looking for from you. And if you do it in this more collaborative approach, rather than making accusations that they're out to get you, it is much more likely to go well. This is a foundation, because then if they continue poor behavior, which I hope you are documenting anything, particularly if you do have to take it further with the group itself, but do this foundational work so that hopefully it improves the relationship, but it also does cover your bum a bit. It shows that you two are being the bigger people. You are trying to do your best for the group in the way you run your business. The last point I would make is, are there any shared motivations, drivers, objectives that you're both trying to achieve? And if there are, I would use that in the language with this person. If their job, if their success is dependent on the businesses in the group being successful, I'd be saying something like that to them. You know, we really want our business to be successful so that we can be, you know, driving the success and the reputation of this group, and we know that's what you're after too. So speak their language, show that you know, hey, we are on your side here. We are part of the same team. It's not an us and them. Again, you can do all of this stuff, give it a try. It still may not work. This person may be playing politics or power, and for whatever reason, not be trustworthy in their dealings with you. In that case, once you've tried these other things, that again is where you're documenting and perhaps going higher than them again. If you frame it from, we want our business to be successful because we want the group to be successful, then you're not just coming to people with a problem, complaining, whinging. It's really hard to argue when someone's saying, hey, we're trying to do a great job here, and you know, we want your support to do that. So I hope that helps. Good luck. I'd love to hear how you go, and fingers crossed for a great outcome. If you've got a question that you would like answered, please send it through and I will do my best to answer it on next week's episode. Cheers.